Repeat after me. I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear.
When Joe Biden was sworn in as our nation's 46th president, he joined an exclusive but lesser-known club of those who'd come before. Joe Biden is Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., one of 10 other commanders-in-chief through history named after their fathers. Others in the group include James Madison Jr., Theodore Roosevelt Jr., and Calvin Coolidge Jr. Though there's a good reason few of us are aware of the distinction.
You know, I'm not surprised that presidents or any politician would choose not to call themselves junior, because what is the word junior but a diminutive? It's saying you're less or something, or at least at the very most, you're a copy of something. So we see presidents who found themselves using junior throughout most of their life, but when they wanted to get a public career on their own, frankly, they wanted their own name, not to be borrowing someone else's.
The first president to carry the junior suffix was the second to hold the job, John Adams Jr. And there are plenty of club members in the modern era, including one president who was a junior twice. Our 38th president was born Leslie Lynch King Jr., but his parents divorced, and he would later change his name to honor his stepfather, becoming Gerald Rudolph Ford Jr. His successor is really James Earl Carter Jr., but turned that into Jimmy Carter throughout his political career. And as for two former presidents who joined Mr. Biden at the Capitol Wednesday, former President Barack Hussein Obama also bears his father's name, but his parents chose to add the Roman numeral II instead of the suffix Jr.
Happy birthday, Sky King.
And ironically, George W. Bush, son of George H.W. Bush, was long known to family members as Junior, even though those varying middle initials technically keep him out of the presidential junior club.
There's really no reason for George Bush 43 to refer to himself as junior, though, of course, in natural parlance, people looked at the names and said they sounded alike. So oftentimes throughout his early part of his life, he was referred to as junior.
Completely understand why they knocked the junior, although all I can think of the whole time is Raiders of the Lost Ark and Junior. Junior.
I think junior sounds cool. It's younger, vibrant.
Why didn't you? You could have had a junior.
I could have. I didn't. Sorry, Jack.